Hi, I'm Katie Blizzard.
And I'm Noelle Baker with an overview of our 5-day workshop exploring the field of recovery and its role within the classroom.
In this workshop, we will introduce what recovery work can look like and what it can mean. This includes exploring projects that differ in their goals, discipline, and production models to illustrate the possibilities available to you as an educator and inspire ideas for your classroom.
We'll also guide you through planning and managing a project for your classroom by discussing common tools, methodologies for digital recovery projects, and resources for further developing and implementing your project after you're home after the workshop has concluded.
You may wonder whether this workshop is right for you. Rest assured, the workshop is open to all levels of experience with DH, and beginners are especially welcome. Other things I might note is that we aim to discuss how co-creation and play can serve as methodologies for discussing the historical record within your classroom. We also aim to discuss how these methodologies can be used to address archival silences in the historical record and how students can be involved in recovering those gaps within the historical record.
Finally, we emphasize interdisciplinary content because we hope to meet the needs of teachers and students in different fields.
To that end, one of the things I'm most excited to discuss during this workshop are some of the digital tools and methodologies in practice that support the recovery and reimagining of source materials. Some examples I look forward to discussing include how digital tools can enable multiple folks to annotate materials in collaboration, or just in general, how the words we use to describe archival materials, like metadata, can impact how users interact with them. I find that these practices not only encourage engagement with the source materials, but also pose an opportunity to discuss the role of bias and design in the presentation of archival sources. More excitingly, perhaps, I am an avid board game player, so I'm also just excited to explore and discuss the ways in which play can be used to recover and explore histories and archival materials. Tabletop games, for example, offer an opportunity to empathize with historical actors by role-playing as real-life or imagined individuals. One of the projects we aim to highlight during the workshop includes the people's history of the Opium Wars, which was designed by high schoolers to explore that historical period. Students created the game by identifying characters and imagining their backstories by examining the available historical record. After the game was developed, students then came together to play it by navigating the historical event as one of the imagined characters.
Sounds fun to me. So I'm enthusiastic about a lot of aspects of this workshop, but I'll focus on two. The first is its capacity to demonstrate numerous ways that instructors' collaboration with community and institutional partners can develop students' professional growth. And this includes opportunities for publication, the instruction of peers and younger students, and the recovery of local and family histories. But these projects can also enrich personal growth, particularly students' empathy for communities at risk of being discredited or intentionally silenced. I'm also excited to discuss several performance-based recovery projects. Each highlights the power of co-creation and playfulness, and they also demonstrate the interdisciplinary nature of our workshop, including but not restricted to history, theater, art, poetry, and music. One example is Musical Passage, A Voyage to 1688 Jamaica. This is an annotated digital transcription of musical performances by enslaved African ethnic groups. Their individual musical pieces were likely transcribed and even partially composed by one of the musicians, Mr. Baptiste. Baptiste's transcriptions demonstrate both how performers preserved their unique homeland musical traditions, but also the ways in which they created new genres that bridged their cultural differences. The music may have been performed with banjo, percussion, clapping, and singing. The project records each piece in two different variants, and they further invite others, read students and teachers, to share the pleasure of improvisation. One such on-site model is a recording of Jamaican musicians workshopping the music in several different ways. This is just one of our projects that could be adapted for different settings. It would work great in high school or university courses on history, music, or musicology, for example, But it could also work beautifully with pre-K and lower school students because they could be introduced to this transcription's historical moment and then listen to the music and then produce their own riffs on collaborative performance with clapping, tambourines, drums, singing, and dancing.
How creative. I love that you're already discussing the different models available for producing projects like these and how students of all ages can get involved.
I agree, and we invite all of you to join us in the fun.